What have we here now? A mortal walking in these woods at night, alone. They must not know what these words are. It's either that, or they're just incredibly foolish. Hello, little mortal. It's been quite a while since I've seen one of you among these trees. Do you happen to know why that is? That's right. People say they're haunted. And they'd be very correct. What are the mortals calling it these days? What's the name for this forest? Ooh, the Whispering Wood. I like the sound of that. It's quite accurate because it is full of whispers, isn't it? Whispers of the dead, whispers of spirits long gone. So I guess that begs the question, if you know what these woods are like, then what exactly is someone like you doing here, especially in the middle of the night? Aren't you afraid of ghosts? Oh, you're looking for a spirit, are you? Well, that's interesting. I suppose you happen to have found one. Although if you're looking for someone in particular, you're going to have to be a bit more specific. As I said, there are plenty of spirits that wander through these trees. It's a place where we can be relatively undisturbed, except for the random foolish mortal who decides to come. The Guardian. Ah, so you've heard of them, eh? The spirit that guards this wood, that tries to protect the spirits who are here, tries to help them cross over or finish whatever business it is that went unfinished when they died, which has tethered their soul to this plane for now. And of course the Guardian also helps to confine the spirits that cannot be helped and contain them in these trees so that they don't go on some murderous spree through you mortals. Yes, the Guardian is it's quite a powerful spirit. Yeah. They prefer the term keeper generally. Keeper of the wood. Keeper of the spirits, whichever you'd like to say. Why do you need them? A blessing? You want a blessing from the keeper? A spirit's blessing, really? That's what you came here for. Do you think spirits just hand out blessings to anyone? Our magic is not entirely understood by the likes of you, but it is incredibly powerful. We don't just go handing out things like blessings, or curses for that matter, unless we have a very good reason to do so. The keeper is the keeper of the spirits. The keeper is here to help the spirits, not to help mortals like you. The keeper's been dead for a very, very, very long time. I'm not sure they're interested in the affairs of mortals anymore. Why do you need a blessing so badly? Oh, you only want to tell the keeper that? Well, apologies, I didn't know that we were keeping things from each other. Although, good luck finding the keeper if I don't help you find them. I mean, you're welcome to wander around through the trees for just as long as you would like. Or until one of the other spirits who are a bit less friendly than me decides to have their way with you instead. Then when you're ready, you can come crawling back over here. I'll forgive you if you tell me why you need a blessing. Or you can just tell me now. Save yourself a lot of trouble. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm timeless, sort of. That's what I thought. So, why exactly do you need this blessing? And why from the keeper especially? Oh, the keeper because they're incredibly powerful. Well, that's very true. You still didn't answer my other question though. Why do you need this incredibly powerful blessing? To fight someone? Mortals are always so obsessed with fighting, aren't you? War, power, greed, whatever the case may be. You know, there's a lot of good in mortals. That's true. There's a lot of good qualities. But there's a whole lot of bad too. Oh, this person's really bad, really. So you're doing everyone else a favour, right? I don't think that they would see it that way, though. Would they? Who's to say that you're on the right side? Who's to say that your ideals are the correct ideals? As opposed to this person that you're trying to fight. Maybe they've come by asking for a blessing to fight you. You never know. To them, their cause might be just as yours. So why should the keeper help you instead of them? The Harbinger. Not the Harbinger of Darkness. He was defeated long ago. Very, very, very long ago. Many, many generations of mortals have passed since the Harbinger of Darkness was defeated on this plane and taken to the ethereal plane and bound with a very, very powerful seal. Yes, I should know. The Harbinger of Darkness is locked away. What do you mean he's coming back? Now, how would you know a thing like that? The only way that would be possible is if some fool decided to go all the way to the ethereal plane and destroy the incredibly powerful magical seal that was holding the Harbinger of Darkness in his eternal prison. But of course no one is that foolish. I mean, I know mortals are dumb, but not particularly that foolish, right? How was you? You broke the seal that we put on there. Yes, I said we. I've been dead for a very long time. Many of us spirits who are here have been dead for a very long time. And I happened to be there the day the harbinger of darkness fell. Do you know the story of the harbinger? Yes, there was a terrible siege on the kingdom. All kinds of undead warriors attacking everyone. And they were impossible to defeat because they wouldn't die. You cut one down and it would just get back up and keep fighting. It's a horrible thing. But we found a way. But here's the thing. With powerful magic comes a powerful cost. You never get anything for free, even if your intentions are good. Yes, we found a way to destroy the undead horde, but the cost was very great. Speaking of cost, if you're going to be getting this incredibly powerful blessing from the Keeper, you are going to have to pay for it. You understand that, right? No. Spirits don't deal in things like gold or jewels. It'll be something intangible, but perhaps just as costly. The Keeper won't accept something for nothing. That's not going to happen. The Harbinger is really coming back at you. You know, if I were still alive, I would probably be a bit more emotional about that. There's something about being dead that puts things in perspective a bit. The darkness that he brought last time he was here. It was like nothing that the world has ever seen since. I should know, I've been around. I've been right here the whole time. It's not just that it's dark outside and he blotted out the sun. It was a darkness that took out everything. And it seeped into you, into your very skin, into your bones. Made you cold. Not just physically cold, but your soul, it made you cold. It made people do cruel things. Things they'd never done before the darkness. Can it happen again? No. But it's going to take more than a blessing from an old spirit like the Keeper to keep you safe against the Harbinger. It might help, I suppose, but you're going to need more than that. Oh, you've been to see Brenna already, huh? She's still around. I guess those elves, they live for a very, very, very long time, don't they? Brenna, that's a name I haven't heard in, what? I suppose about 1,000 years now. She was a fearsome thing in her age. Mighty. So you've been to see her? Did she give you something? The Morning Star potion. I'm not going to ask what you had to trade to her. I'm sure you've already learned that everything has a price. She wouldn't have made that for just anyone. Or just anything. That's alright, you don't have to tell me. Like I said, I'm not all that interested in material things anymore. But that darkness, that wouldn't just affect mortals like you. It would also affect the creatures of the night. The spirits had a field day the last time the darkness came. You think the keeper has a hard enough time keeping the spirits in here these days? You just wait until the darkness comes, corrupting the souls of those who are already hurt and restless, and the ones who cannot die from a blade. No, you don't want that. I don't want that. It would make my job incredibly difficult. That's right. I'm sure maybe you already guessed it, but hello. I'm the keeper. The keeper of the Whispering Wood. It's a nice title, the Whispering Wood. I like it. And I was also one of the companions who sought to take down the Harbinger the first time he was here. I didn't deliver the final blow. That honor was for Brenna. Like I said, she was a fearsome thing. But I was there. I was just as much there helping. From a bit further away, but still helping. So you want a blessing from me, eh? Keep you safe from the powers of the Harbinger of Darkness. Never thought I'd have to do anything like that. It's going to be a very powerful blessing. You see, there's this thing about blessings. See, we spirits, we can bless, or we can curse. And sometimes the magic is honestly not that distinguishable between the two. So if I tried to give an incredibly powerful blessing to someone who had ill intentions, or even someone who didn't know that they had ill intentions but were not completely pure of heart, it could be corrupted into a curse anyway. Yes, it's a tricky thing, spirit magic. What do you think? Are you pure of heart enough to be the beholder of a blessing from a powerful spirit? Well, I'm glad that you're confident, but I'm gonna have to see for myself. I don't sense any strong negativity on you, but I would just like to take a look myself, if you would allow me. If you don't allow me, then you won't be getting a blessing. I do want to make sure that if I'm going to be blessing you, that it's going to stick and it's going to do as I would like it to do. Understand? Alright. I'm just going to have to take a look at you then. At your energy. At your very soul. Just want to make sure. Make sure there isn't anything in here. Any ill intentions. Anything that needs to be taken away before the blessing would work. Well, there is a bit of something here. It's not ill intent per se, but it can also still be dangerous. Would you like to hazard a guess? Fear. Fear is a dangerous thing. Fear is a mortal's first death. One that's unavoidable entirely, but must be faced in the end, hasn't it? Fear can be crippling, and it can also be entirely irrational. Well, fear of the harbinger, that's not irrational, I can tell you that. But you cannot let your fear control you. Do you know what courage is? I mean, everyone knows what the word courage is, but do you know what it really is? See, some people think that courage is not being afraid. That's not entirely true. Anyone can be afraid, but having courage means that even when you are afraid, you stand up to it anyway. Whatever it is that you're afraid of, that's what it means to have courage. It means that though you feel fear, you still do the right thing. You still fight for what you believe in. You face those fears, and you don't let them win. You don't let them cling to you like fears are wont to do. You recognize a fear, but you don't let it change you. Do you think you can do that? I believe you. I do. Your energy here, it's quite pleasant, actually. Far more pleasant than I was expecting, to be honest. I guess it has been quite a while. A very long while. Since I've read a mortal's energy. A very, very long while. It's far more pleasant than I remember. Although, maybe you're just a good egg. There are definitely bad ones too. And sometimes the bad ones are the ones that come into this forest, seeking the spirits. Well, I'm not going to be taking away your fear. Bad things happen to those who just live without fear. You've still got to know what things to be afraid of. But I think you have a healthy level of fear. And as long as you are aware of it, you can make sure that it doesn't change you. Yeah, I think that's alright. Let me just take another look here. I'm going to need to go a bit deeper, alright? Just clear your mind if you can. Just clear your mind. There's something else here. Definitely something else. Not fear, but still a very strong negative emotion. It's not anger, it's not anything like greed or selfishness, but it's still something there. I know what it is. Would you like to hazard a guess? Something this powerful, I'm guessing you know it's there. Maybe you don't want to see it, that's alright. It's guilt. another, honestly, understandable emotion. Releasing the Harbinger. Breaking that seal that was supposed to hold him for all of eternity. And bringing about quite a dangerous foe to this plane. A foe who not only is very powerful, but is probably also very, very angry at being locked up for the last 1,000 years. Yeah. I can understand some guilt with that. Although, I think maybe the guilt is starting to soften a bit. If I may ask, why were you in the ethereal plane? It's not exactly just, turn right at the next oak. That's quite a journey to the ethereal plane. You didn't go to the portal, did you? Oh, good. Well, then someone must have sent you there, right? Altheo. That snivelling little wizard. All holed up in his tower. As a spirit, most of the time I don't much care about the world of mortals, but there are some people that I try to at least keep tabs on a bit. Altheo sent you there. Probably sent you because he was too much of a coward to go himself. I'll have to go send someone to hunt him for a while. So he sent you to the ethereal plane. What for? Ethereal dust? You can get that anywhere. Well, no, not anywhere. But you could have just gone to Brennan to get it. No, there was a different reason. An ulterior motive. Brenna already told you this, didn't she? Good. I'm glad that she did. That's probably what's helping to soften this guilt a bit. Soften this guilt. I think you were merely a pawn in a much more insidious plan. Not quite sure why. Althea was the most cowardly in our group. Oh yeah, he's quite old too. Yes, not quite sure why he was always tagging along. He knew Yagavar as a child, so I think that had a lot to do with it personally. But why would he want to bring the Harbinger back? Unless he wants to. No, even he wouldn't be that foolish, would he? This is Althea we're talking about. Well, I would say that it's a safe bet that if you had not accidentally broken the seal, that seal, the Harbinger, that Althea would have found someone else to do it. I think you were unfortunately just a pawn in this particular case. Was it just you, or were there others with you? You had a party, that's good. Always best to adventure in parties. In my experience, anyway. Good to have people that you know are going to watch your back. Well, if you would like, I could try to take away some of this feeling of guilt. Now, guilt is also a healthy feeling. When we do something wrong, we should feel bad about it. It's part of being a good person. We don't want to feel good after doing something bad. But guilt is also something that can be taken way too far. We can be too hard on ourselves to the point where we cannot forgive ourselves. And that leads to not being able to move forward, not being able to see what comes next and fix our mistakes, not do it again, or just live with ourselves. Guilt is good until it turns into shame. We don't need to feel shame. So if you'd like, I could take away some of this guilt for you and help to ease the blow a bit. It's a tricky thing, dealing with someone else's emotions. I wouldn't want to take too much. You know, some people think that, all negative emotions should just be taken away. But negative emotions teach us just as much as positive ones. They're all parts of the experience of living. We just have to learn how to manage them. Like fear, not letting it control us. And like guilt, helping us to feel bad when we do something bad. Recognize the mistake, but also not letting it consume us to the point where we don't like ourselves anymore. It's all about balance, really. Once you pass on, you'll find the same. Everything is in balance. And when it's not, that's when things go wrong. But if you'd like, I could take away some of this guilt. Put your emotions a bit more back in balance. Okay. It shouldn't be too long. It may bring up some emotions. That's alright. Allow yourself to feel. Emotions are not the enemy. Just let go of that guilt. Let go of what the shame it was bringing to you. I don't believe that you're someone who would intentionally do something wrong. Everyone makes mistakes, of course. Everyone perhaps speaks in anger to a friend. Unfortunately, sometimes we end up hurting the worst, the people that we truly love. It's part of love. It's part of knowing someone so well. But that's also a chance for us to forgive, for us to apologize, admit mistakes, and for a friendship, a relationship to grow stronger. As long as there's change, of course. That's another matter. There we go. There we go. Let's get a bit more of that guilt out of the way. So the fear is called for, but it's not so strong that it's going to control you. And the guilt has been balanced out as well. I think a blessing could work, could stick to you, would most likely give you some extra protection. Especially if you're going to be taking that morning start potion. I'm sure Brenna told you what to expect. Good. Good. Well, as I said before, nothing comes for free. There is, of course, the matter of the cost of such a blessing. Yes, I know you're here to defeat the Harbinger, which is a noble reason to want a blessing, but there is balance in the world, and if I just gave you a blessing without any cost, it wouldn't be as powerful as if you were willing to pay. It's for your own good, really. What's my price? Well, as I said, we spirits don't much care about things like gold. Things like jewels or any other riches. What we require is something a bit more personal. A memory. A good memory. And it means that I will take it from you and you will no longer have that memory. Now, it does not have to be the most powerful good memory that you have. Please keep that to yourself. But a day that you enjoyed. Something nice that happened. Our lives, sometimes we get so caught up in the big things. But our lives are lived day to day. And the small memories too. So it doesn't have to be a big memory, but something good, something strong, something that when you think of it, it brings a smile to your face. I know, I told you it wasn't going to be for nothing. It's a cost, love, remember. Cost is not supposed to be easy. You want a powerful blessing, it's going to be a big cost. Did you think of a memory? Something not too important to who you are as a person, but important enough that it means something to you. I want you to focus on that memory. Just that happy memory. What is that exactly? Describe it to me. Interesting. That sounds lovely. Beautiful memory, just warm and wholesome. You see, spirits, we don't really get to feel warmth in the same way that you mortals do. I think that's why we generally deal with memories. It helps us remember what it's like to feel. Keep focusing on that memory. Just keep it at the front of your mind. And it may start slipping away a bit. Don't fight it though. It'll make it take longer and it'll make it more painful. After this, you won't remember that I've even taken anything from you. That is part of the cost. It's gone. Entirely gone. It's starting to lose. There. Good. Yeah. Hi. Are you feeling alright? Alright, just asking. Well, are you ready to receive a blessing from the Keeper of whispering would. The price? Don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it. You're here to protect the world from the harbinger of darkness. I'll figure it out. Alright, so this blessing. Would you like one of protection, of purity, of strength? Perhaps purity would be good, actually. Protect you from that morning star potion just as much as it would protect you from the harbinger. Keeping your soul centered, grounded. Good. Good choice. And it will bring with it a sense of protection as well. Alright. I don't need you to do anything. But if you would like to take a few deep breaths beforehand, try to empty your mind if you can. Breathe in with me. And breathe out. Good, 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 good. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good, good, good. And breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. May your soul stay pure. May you remember who you are and what your purpose is. And may you never, ever, ever lose hope. Breathe in one more time for me. And out. Yeah, that's it. That does not take very long. You know, sometimes the spirit blessing, you might not feel any different in this exact moment, but when the time comes, you will. You'll feel it. You'll know it's there when you need it. Like when you're facing that harbinger of darkness. When you're taking that morning star potion. Feeling yourself surge with power, but also feeling not quite yourself. That blessing will kick in. And help you remember who you are. Right? Well, you've got the morning star potion from Brenna. Now you've got the spirit blessing. Now, where are you going next? She would be very useful to see. Yes. She has, as I'm sure you've been told, she has the largest collection of orchid obsidian anywhere in the entire world that I know of. You'll be needing that. Although, good luck trying to convince her to give it to you. If you think Brenna was difficult, If you think I was difficult, yeah, you got another thing coming when you deal with her. Well, you got a while before you're gonna see her. You can work on your, game face. Well, she'll see reason eventually. Just don't let her, dig into you too hard, alright? Tell her I say hi. You can just say the keeper. You don't need to know my name. She'll know who you mean. Well, here's hoping that you can defeat the Harbinger once more. And once and for all, rid this kingdom of his terrible darkness. You're just hoping, at least. Be well, traveler. May you never forget who you are. And may you never, never, never lose hope.